Alrighty guys, welcome back. Today is going to be Fake Lego Season 2. These are my last 10 Fake Lego videos bundled up into one compilation for your enjoyment. I went back and re-rendered every one of these videos. I adjusted the audio levels, I adjusted the bitrate, so they should be the best version they can be. On my previous laptop, I was using an old version of Sony Vegas. The videos turned out, honestly, in my opinion, pretty bad. So I went back and I fixed them and they look a lot better now. So if you want to see the originals, I'll have them linked down in the description. But with all that out of the way, let's get into Target Fake Make It Blocks. What is up guys, I'm back with a brand new video, and in today's video, it is that time of the year again. So let's get into some Target Fake Make It Blocks. Let's get into it. So I was at Target and I see in the toy aisle that they have this new Fake Make It Block brand called Lego, so I wanted to check it out. This box was $30. So I don't know about you, but Make It Blocks, they're only ever $1, so they got some competition up in here. But yeah, we got this little building with a surfboards and an ice cream stand. This is gonna be my first video filmed in 4K, so my laptop will probably explode rendering this video, but hey, you gotta upgrade at some point. Here we have this Fake Make It Blocks Lego City. Seems like they have their own little branding. It's 5+. It has 211 pieces, so that's pretty interesting. And here's the back. Ooh, looks like we have some renders here. So you can connect your cities, so it seems like all of their Lego City branding is like completely modular. That's pretty cool. We have a lifeguard on top of the thing watching the, not even watching them, no, just holding the walkie-talkie, talking to someone else. We have this guy in a, well, it looks like a Ghostbusters Slimer outfit. That might just be an ice cream though. And then we have Beach Child. That's a small character. I didn't know they made these this small. Reminds me of the Make It Blocks helicopter pilot. And then this just pops right on. This is fantastic. And some sea turtles, so that's pretty cool. Some eggs. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I might just segment it off. It looks like there's 3 builds, 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna open this up and let's see how they deal with the innards of this box. So looks like we have numbered bags. We have bag 2, 3, and 1. Let's order it like Gravity Falls here. And it looks like, ooh, that's cool. So we have different booklets for, it seems like, the different projects, just like Make It Blocks does. So we have this guy. Okay, so this seems to be the little building we get. It looks like you can scan this little QR code for an online PDF of the build instructions. Make It Blocks doesn't do that, so that's pretty interesting seeing these guys do it. I think the first one I will build will be the big house. So without further ado, I will be right back once this is built. I think I just found my new favorite building toy. Now let me explain. This Lego brand, this Make It Block competitor, they seem to really know what they're doing. I've never heard of them before, but every single piece felt like it fit together completely deliberately. And look at all this detail, like we even get little stickers. That's really cool. This one wasn't applied correctly. Another detail is that they even put in this booklet that if you want to remove this piece, you can take the ore it came with and just pop it through the bottom of that. So that's really cool. And the attention to detail doesn't stop there. All throughout this booklet, there's this little minifigure right here that seems to be walking along the progress of the build. So there is right at the middle, and then at the very end, it's right there. The attention to detail to this is phenomenal. I really think that Make It Blocks needs to step it up if they want to remain competitive. That's just my opinion. Now, and it also had these little life vests for the minifigures, so you can't really complain there. Let me put these extra pieces in there. The good thing about this one is that they give you extra pieces. Make It Blocks will sometimes not even give you all the pieces, so there's that. I think the next one I'm going to build is whatever's in this booklet. So yeah, without further ado, let's build a beach. Serious guys, Make It Blocks must be shivering in their boots right now. This is just top-notch quality right here. We have this little sea turtle down here going back to its eggs, or maybe it's going back to the ocean because sea turtles, they don't watch their eggs, they just leave. You have this crab right here, this little basket with which I think are chopsticks. I didn't see these in the instructions, so I guess they just go in here. Or maybe they're for the ice cream truck later, I don't know. Then we have this lady on her phone, not even watching the kid, about to murder some sea turtle eggs. So there's that, and it looks like these two pieces might actually go together, as if they're designed. Oh my goodness, that's really cool. You don't get this level of compatibility with Make It blocks. They just do random whatever they feel like. So that's really cool. I don't know how I feel about this though. Why would there be a road running through the beach? Shouldn't this be way in front of this? Why is the lifeguard stand across the road? Maybe, I haven't been on the beach in a hot second, so I don't know why that would be. There's some garbage. I could probably put this in here. That's a sea turtle egg. So yeah, I only have the last one to go. So why not just get right into that? I think the last one I have is a ATV and ice cream truck. So they're not really that involved. There's the finished set. That's what it's supposed to look like. So yeah, let's get right into building the last set, and then I can give my final opinion on this. If I'm being completely honest, the only criticism I have for this ATV is that I was missing the walkie-talkie. At least I didn't see it while I was building. So right back here, you have a little the flotation device, but right here it shows there's a flotation device and a walkie-talkie. So I guess they just forgot. But other than that, this is really good, really good. So the ATV goes in there. Of course, I don't need the lifeguard sitting on it. I could have the lifeguard standing up here. There we go, watching the people. Now, there's two more builds in this set. There's an ice cream truck and a bicycle. So let me just do that right off camera, and I will show you what it all looks like in the end. All right, so here's the overview of my fake Make It block set, all right? So we have this lady right here on her phone, just probably jamming out to some tunes, some kid with a trident about to spear some turtle eggs. Not very good, not very good. Then we have this guy wearing an ice cream mask, about to deliver some ice cream. That's pretty cool. An ATV under the tower. Some extra life vests and some extra pieces I didn't move away. That little sticker on a little life thing. I'm saying little a lot. Now we have the lifeguard, seems to be looking out over this lady. So yeah, all in all, I'd say this is pretty good. For a $30 Lego set, I don't know if you'd want this. Unless you're building a deliberate Lego city, I don't know if you would want this. But other than that, this is really cool. Happy April Fool's Day. What is up, guys? I am back with a brand new video, and in today's video, we're gonna be looking at some more fake Lego. And in today's video, I got some fake Legos from Wish. Let's get right into it. So yeah, just as the title suggests, I bought some not Legos off of Wish.com. The funny thing about this is that I always hear about Wish taking so long, but this package arrived 2 weeks after I ordered it as of making this video. So it seems like they just slapped it on an airplane. They didn't even put it on a boat this time, so that was super weird. For this only cost $20, so I don't know. Without further ado, let's open up this package and see what I got. I know the listing, it showed these little modular cities. It was like all branded with Coke and Fanta and stuff. I know one of the sets I purposefully ordered. I only purposely ordered one set, which was the pizza set, and everything else I just picked random. And when I bought this, for some reason, it all came from the same vendor, but it gave me individual shipping for each item. So I ordered 4 things, that was $20 in shipping. That might have been why it came here so fast, I don't know. So let's open it right up. I expected these to come in boxes, but it seems like it came in little bags. Get that out of here. So what do we have? I don't entirely know what these are. Ooh, looks like this one is a little flower shop. Can I see what anything else is? This is a KFC. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be one of my finest videos. What is this one? Yep, this is the pizza shop. And this one is, looks like I don't know what this is. Is this the bridal shop? I don't know. This is so dumb. Yeah, I saw the listing. There's so many brands I could have gotten. I think I actually went out of my way to get the pizza shop and KFC, but that was it. There were like 20 different listings. If I haven't already, I'll put the listing on screen. Without further ado, I think I'm gonna get right into building the pizza shop because that was the one that got my attention. Alrighty guys, I am back. Now, what did I learn building this? Well, I learned these are not the same quality as Legos. I don't know what I expected, they're from wish.com, but I'd say these are a big step up from Make It Blocks. This set as Legos would be about $5, so I guess I got what I paid for there. These were $5 each. Actually, no, I think they were $4, so a little bit less expensive. There's this little hangy thing that can move. These windows right here, I was supposed to get 4 of the exact same bricks, but this one was different for some reason, so I just had to put that one there. The back, there's nothing back here, but I guess there are little tables, so that's pretty cool. It's definitely not the size a minifigure can use, but that's all right. These stickers on top, they're kind of bad, but again, you get what you pay for. I would love to recommend this, but knowing how Wish operates, I don't know if you buy this exact SKU, you'd get what I got, because I got all these sets, but if you buy the same listing, I don't know what you'll get. Maybe you'll get a bag of corn or something, I don't know. So I think what I'm gonna do next is the KFC, and that's gonna be cool. Another thing about these is that the time to build is a lot longer than Make It Blocks. I think the unsped up time lapse is something like 20 minutes. Maybe you could do it faster if I was recording, so I had to keep my eyes on recording. But yeah, these are pretty cool overall. There's pizza sign on both sides. There's a little lamp. They all stick together too, so once I build the KFC, I should be able to stick them right together using these little pegs. So that'll be really cool. So without further ado, let me get into building this KFC. Alrighty guys, I am back. So what do I think about this one? I think it's built pretty cool. Like the stickers, these stickers seem to be a lot better than the pizza places stickers, mostly because I did those, I think, off camera, so I was able to stick them a little better. This little railing right here, it was not attached to anything but this top piece, so I think that was really cool. Unlike the pizza place, it has seating. This is 2-layered. This one's also 2-layered. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like I said earlier, if you can find it, go right ahead, but I don't recommend really buying this. But here is the moment of truth. Let's see if these can stick together, and I think they do. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Oh, that is not good. That is not good at all. Hold on. Maybe I have to take this piece off. Yeah, there they are. So theoretically, they can all hook together. I bet if I move that piece, it would look a little better, but yeah, we have a pizza place and a KFC. Okay, I fixed it. That looks really cool. Pizza place, KFC. I think the one I want to build next is, I don't actually know. So what I have now is I have this flower shop, and then I have a wedding place. And I think this comes with little minifigures, so I'll have to check this one out. Yeah, right there, that's really weird. This one should be easier. There's no like full 2 layers, it's kind of half done. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alrighty guys, that is 3 done, 1 more to go. I don't really think I can say much about this one other than that is literally just a Lego figure. I don't know what they have going on over at wish.com, but these are, as far as I can tell, just Legos. Not the highest quality, but they're pretty close. I don't know if Lego makes those little minifigures, but still. Like, it seems like someone went in here and actually designed these with some sort of care, because these are pretty cool. The stickers are garbage, but they're pretty cool. Okay, on to the last one, and then I'll give my final thoughts. Alrighty guys, I am back for the last time. Now, I just broke that, hold on. What do I think? Here, let me combine these. I think these are pretty good. The build quality kinda got really weird near the end, and I don't mean by like brick quality. The brick quality stayed consistent throughout the entire time. I'm talking about this flower shop. This thing looks the most like pleasing, but how are you supposed to get into it? I assume that this was the walkway in, but it's covered with flowers. So what am I supposed to do? Walk through the window? It's already been established that these are windows throughout the entire build. There's KFC, the pizza shop has them. I guess the pizza shop has a doorway. The bridal shop just doesn't have a doorway. I don't know, it's really weird. What I'm gonna do for this is I am going to archive the instruction manuals. I don't even know if you can call these manuals, but I'll archive these in case any of you watching want to build them. So I'm gonna put these in the description, and you can maybe buy actual Legos and it would be of a higher quality than this. I don't know if you can get these little babies though. Those are kind of sketchy. But overall, what do I think of these? These are probably better than Make It blocks, but I wouldn't count on it. Given that they're coming from Wish, I don't know if you would even get these same sets. I'll put the link that I used to get these off Wish in the description in case you want to try your luck on the wish.com slot machine, but don't bet on it. And with that, I would like to thank you for watching, and if you have any suggestions on what else I should cover, fake Lego or real Lego wise, hit me up. I read every single comment. Alrighty, see you all in the next one. What is up guys, I am back with a brand new video, and in today's video we're going to be doing some more fake Lego. Let's get into it. Alright, like the title suggested, I'm going to be building multiple Make It blocks construction sets. I know I have not posted in a while, and there are reasons for that. So about 4 months ago, I went to various different Dollar Trees to get as much fake Lego as I could to make a week-long special, just fake Lego every day of the week. But then another YouTuber by the name of Ashens that has over 1 million subscribers did the exact same thing the moment I was going to start doing the videos, so I got very discouraged. But I guess since I have a whole bunch of these Make It block sets, I might as well make some videos. I did build some of them off camera because they just didn't seem worth making standalone videos on, like these little dinosaurs. I'll just give you a quick review right now. Do not ever buy these dinosaurs. They are $1.25 for the smallest little sets you could possibly purchase. They're not good, don't buy them. But with that out of the way, I hope I can upload more videos soon. And let's get into the building of construction. This one seems to be some sort of cement truck. They're compatible and fits all leading brands. And just like always, I will build it, do a time lapse, put a timestamp down below whenever it ends. And I will review and see what I think about this one. All right, and time lapse, go. Alright, I'm back. So, oh, it's slipping everywhere. I don't know how I feel about this. This only has 24 pieces, and you're getting, what is that? A piece every 5 cents at that point with current dollar. So 5 cents a piece? I don't know about that. I don't know if you would want to get this because it's not to any sort of scale. This is like micro scale. If you look at the actual Lego cement truck, you can see that it has 4 wheels, it has a cabin, an actual bed to support the weight of the truck. This one even came with little things I can put in it. So if you have the money, just get the regular Lego cement truck. It's not too big of a deal. But if you're making some sort of miniature, not a bad opportunity. Maybe you could customize this to give it a bed, because that's one of the main reasons it looks so weird to me, is because there's no bed to support the cement. Maybe lower this down and then make a bed. I don't know. Here's the next one. We have a construction. I don't know what this is supposed to be. A bulldozer or one of those long bucket machines. I don't know what that would even be called. It looks really bizarre. I'm sure it won't look much better whenever I actually build it, because here's this guy's box. It's not even close to scale. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's get into the build. Alright, I'm back. So what do I think about this? I'd say it's pretty good. You have a really articulate bucket, and then you have the smokestack that the CO2 will leave. The wheels, they seem a lot more robust than this weird candy corn cement machine. But other than that, you probably wouldn't want to buy this one, just because I have another one that's a lot more robust that I'll show at the end. Like, look at this thing. If you were to buy this one compared to this one, oops, this one, for $1.25, which one would you get? I don't know. So maybe just get the bigger one if you can. But moving on to the next one, it looks sort of similar to this, but not quite. We have some sort of flattening machine. Without further ado, let's get into building this one. I quite like this one. It's pretty cool. It's not as good as this one, but it's definitely better than this one. We'll have to see how this ranks against the last one I'm gonna do. I just said one a lot of times, but there is like a little roller. I got a little confused, as you could tell whenever I was building this. I put this one in backwards, but other than that, it's very creative. They used what usually on a Lego set would be a fire hydrant, and they turned it into a cylinder little holder. I don't know if Lego would have done this before or what. So you can roll it, and you can pretend like it's rolling. Pretty interesting. But that's all I really have to say about that one. Let's order this in order of quality, I would say. There we go. And finally, the big one. Let's get rid of these instructions. This one comes with a car, a mountain, and a little thing. And it looks like a shovel as well, so you get a lot more scenery. Here's the picture on the back. They started doing this with the newer Make It Block sets. It's not going to be on any of the older ones. So without further ado, let's build the last one, and I will give my final thoughts on these machines. And with that, that about does it. I'd say this is not the best one, just out of looks. I'd say this roller is probably the best one you could buy, but this one was pretty fun, a little bit more complex, there's more geometry to it. This one also came with this whole fence and a shovel. So if you want to give your Make It Blocks zombie, a shovel. Ooh, you can do that. Hopefully I can get more videos out there faster than every 3 months. Make sure to comment down below what you want me to look at, because I might be able to do it. My local Dollar General has a whole lot of Max bricks. I did a video about those one time. They have like a Max brick mystery egg, but it's not really a mystery because you can see what's inside of it. But yeah, so just tell me what you want to see and it might happen. I'm looking to make more videos soon. So see you all in the next one. What is up, guys? I am back. And no, you're not seeing things. Weekly uploads are here. Let's get into it. So for this week's video, I have some Make It blocks. So we have right here the Sydney Opera House, a military. I love me some military. Then we have a police. It's a weird looking helicopter. You've only got one support. I don't know. This is weird. very low detail. And then we have police car with our favorite minifigure design. Just a lump of plastic with a head. Let's see if these boxes have anything special on them. No, these seem to be the old Make It blocks, if that's the case. Last week's video, in the description, I included a archive.org link that has all of the fake Lego instruction sheets I have covered since the Wish Legos. So if you want to make these yourself without Make It blocks and get some quality components, you can do that. So I will have the instruction sheets linked down below. Now, you might be saying to yourself, this looks kind of random. So why are you doing the Sydney Opera House alongside the military and then police? There's no theme here. And you'd be right, because there is none. These are just the leftovers. These are the last Make It blocks I have that are not like a themed video. I should have a video about these in a few weeks once I get that edited together, so that'll be interesting. But other than that, and these dinosaurs I covered in last week's video, I'm out of Make It blocks. So I'm gonna have to go find other stuff. I think, like I said in my last one, there's a bunch of Zuru products at my Dollar General, so maybe I'll not cover those. I don't know. So I think let's start off with police. I'll save the Sydney Opera House and military for the end. So just like normal, I will do a time lapse. Last week's time lapses were only 20 seconds long, so maybe I'll do it 20-second long time lapses from now on. Who knows? Let's do the helicopter first. Why not? Time lapse, go. This was interesting. So first off, one thing I noticed is that these two segments right here, we have these two slanted 2x2s, I think that's what they're called. They are only supported by these top and bottom pieces, this round bottom and then these top propeller pieces. So there's no cross section between these bricks. So all these one stud squares, there's not much support there. So you can easily just kind of break it if you were hard enough. It deforms kind of like that, and it's weird. You could have, if these were the older Make It blocks, like before $1.25 tree, maybe there would be more material here, but I don't know. This one's, it's kind of along the same lines as last week's video, where it's just a tiny little thing, not even to any sort of scale. I think these might actually be to scale, so maybe like a 1/100th scale or something. I don't know. They're very tiny and abstract, kind of like, well, I don't know, kind of like anything. So we've got a tiny police helicopter. And next up, we have this tiny police cruiser. I would guess that's what it is. I don't know. This one has 26. This one only had 25. So maybe this one will be more quality with the extra the extra pieces. Alright, now I've got an immediate positive about this little police cruiser. It's a nice little build, to be honest, because unlike these other construction sets I built, there is no person. But in this one, there's a cop. So at least you can say something about that there. I don't know how popular this would be nowadays with the current climate around police, but I'd say this was a pretty cool build regardless. Yeah. A good thing, I got extra pieces, so here's a little 1x4, I think, and then whatever custom piece this holds the wheels on. The wheels spin smooth, the pieces, they all went together real nicely. They weren't as nice as Lego, but of course, plastic's not gonna be as good. So that was both of the police. Let's see what military has to offer. I think in one of my earlier videos, I covered something very similar to this, but it came in a 3-pack, so it's probably different, but not by much, most likely. Let's get to building. Now this one is probably the most creative build of them all. You've got a whole bunch of these small pieces that all come together and combined with this main Jiniber International support beam, and they all connect and they all kind of just exist together. It's really cool. And then they also used a bootleg lightsaber piece as what I can only assume as the machine guns. So that's a little weird. I don't know how they would have gotten the mold for that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how any of this works. Because Legos, they're made in Denmark, aren't they? And then shipped out all over the world. So it's not like China would have any of the things like bootleg Apple products where it's literally the same factory making them. Let's put that here. So we have, so far, a police helicopter. Not the best. It doesn't have the most support. And then we have the police cruiser with the wheels. I quite like this one. It's an actual functional model that you can see what's going on. And then we've got this plane. Really nice. It's a lot more entertaining to have this plane than it is a dump truck or whatever it was I built in the last video. It's really hard to tell. Like, this is a police car, this is a helicopter, but like, what is this? It's a cement truck, but it's like a piece of candy corn. Or this. I think when I was editing in post, I found a little chart that has these on it, but this is nowhere near. There should be a lot more going on, but they're just make it blocks. So I probably shouldn't be too harsh. They're $1.25. These are pretty good, I'd say, if you were going to be into this sort of thing. Now, last up, Sydney Opera House. This one is probably going to be the most creative, but it's also going to be very abstract because the Sydney Opera House already is very abstract, but this is dumbing down a very complex design, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. But let's see. Time lapse, go! This has to be one of the most bizarre Make It Box creations I've ever made, because these are like some weird Mjolnir Mark V helmets slapped onto, I don't even know what these would even be called, that bend, and then you've got the helmets on top of the weird little legs. And if you didn't know this was the Sydney Opera House, you'd think this is some sort of fossilized vertebrae or something. It's weird. It's so weird. So I think that's probably a do not buy. If you're looking for the Sydney Opera House, you could probably do a lot better. But I don't even know if Lego has an official Sydney Opera House. I'll put a picture up if they do. But you could probably find something better, like custom made on Etsy or whatever. But there are the sets. We've got helicopter, police helicopter that isn't supported very well. We've got what I would say is S tier Make It Box. This is what you want, these little cars. This would probably be A tier, just a little plane you can fly around, and then you got lightsaber hilts if you have any lightsabers. And then this is F tier. This is bottom of the barrel, do not buy. So yeah, with that, see you all in the next one. Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing more fake Lego. This is going to be Dollar Tree Fake Lego episode 9. So without further ado, let's get into it because this is going to be a good one. So, I've seen a lot of comments recently talking about these new Make It Blocks fidget toys, so I thought they looked pretty cool and I decided to pick some up. I didn't just get one though.
Want a break from the ads?
I got all 4. So let's go over these real quick. These are gonna be real crunchy. I gotta keep them crunchy or else you can't hear what's going on. So we have Building Brick Bots. 31 pieces, and they're from Make It Blocks, compatible with all leading brands like always. These are interesting because it's not just like a little truck. You get a little Fidget Cube. Now, I don't know about you, if any of you were around, but around 2017, 2018, about when I was in middle school, they had these cubes where you could do little things like this one. It spins, this it clicks. That's pretty loud. These gears, they used to make noise. I don't know if they do anymore. This ball and buttons. Some click, some don't. So I wonder if these Make It Blocks are going to be as robust as my Fidget Cube there. This is the same cube I've had since middle school. I don't know why I still have this, but I do. Pretty convenient for this video, am I right? So I don't know how many time lapses I'm going to do because these all look quite similar. This one has gears, but this one doesn't have gears, but still has these teeth. This one has teeth, but has a wheel as well as a gear. And this one doesn't have anything. It just has teeth and a little switch. So I honestly don't know how this is going to turn out. So let's do this one with the gears. That ought to be pretty interesting to see how it comes together because Make It Blocks, they don't usually use Lego Technic pieces. So I don't know. It's gonna be quite interesting. That's really all I can say. Let's put those back there and yeah, let's get to the time lapse. Hopefully this turns out okay. This has to be the most entertaining Make It Blocks anything I've ever built. Because, you just, instead of going out and buying a Fidget Cube, you can just build a Fidget Cube for probably a lot less, too. Because this, back when they were new, was probably $5, $10. I don't know what they are now. They're probably just giving them away on AliExpress. But still, you can build it. Now, the Technic pieces, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. This is awfully satisfying. I don't know about this top piece though. It's just a helicopter blade. This top piece is literally just from a Make It Blocks helicopter. Maybe what I could do is take these pieces off and make this top piece more satisfying. Let's do that. Let's just pop some flat pieces on. I need to stay close to the microphone. Yep, there we go. It's a little better. It doesn't have the texture that you would have. Maybe the texture is what you're going for. Yeah, that's a lot better. And then we have these little switches. So there's a lot of resistance here. That's really good. It's not as clicky as this one, but it has the same amount of resistance that this would have. So imagine you're spinning this disc around, except it's a Lego Technic piece. And then there's this little dial. Yep, not much to say there. This is really cool. I like this. I like these. I'd say go for these if you're gonna get them. I don't know, if you'd want to necessarily get these, but if you need a Make It Blocks fidget toy, go right ahead. It's pretty cool. I don't know what to say. I'll build that later. So let's do a different one. This one has a wheel instead of a gear, so it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. I'll build this and then we'll see which one's better, the black one or the blue one. And then we also have these guys, so we have black, blue, yellow, and white. I doubt there will be much difference, but hey, we'll see. And another thing I want to add is that one video I did with Make It Blocks, these poly bags, they were really bad. But they've definitely stepped up their quality since they added the 25 cents. Their pieces have gone down, but their quality has gone up. I noticed on this one that there were scratches, but come on, this thing is awesome. All right, enough stalling. Let's get into building this one. Now this one, it's more of the same, but slightly inferior. Now this one, this black one, the colors, they look really cool. It's black and yellow, nice combination. This one is like blue and gray. These pieces, it might just be margin of error, but this one is really stiff. This one is not so much, and then these ones are both relatively equally like more stiff than this one on the left. The black one, the gears spin really good, but this one only has one gear, so that's a minus. Overall satisfaction rating, I'd give this one a 5 out of 5. This is the standard you want to be, and then this would probably be a 4 out of 5. So not bad, but not the best. Yeah, I don't know what else I can say about it. Maybe what I could do is like link these. Yeah, I can link them and then make them all spin, you know, gear ratios and stuff. That's cool. Well, let's put that there. Not much more I can say about that. What else do we have? So it seems like, going off of the way I described the blue one, this one is probably going to be better than this one, but this green and orange one, it has these two little flippers, and the disc looks a little bit more robust, so I'd say this is probably one to look out for. But so I'll do that one last. This one it looks like just the black one, but instead of being black, it's yellow. So I don't know if there's gonna be much difference, but I'll build it anyway. It'll be just skip the time lapse, you don't want to see it. But yeah, I'm gonna get the building right now. All right, well, I expected a lot more of this. This yellow one is exactly like this black one, but I must have gotten some like bad pieces, because these gears, they do not want to turn. Putting them exactly the same, just mirrored, like this black one, it just works. So my gears, they're probably a little, this small one's probably a little too small. Maybe. I don't know. So yeah, it doesn't really matter which one you get. Maybe get multiple just in case your gears aren't good, but overall, this is really cool. I cannot complain about these at all. So yeah, let's just set that there, add you to the bunch. And this one, I've got high hopes for this. It looks super weird. It has a disc. I really hope that top spins. If that top doesn't spin, it's going to be an immediate 0 out of 5. I didn't rank these, so this is going to be 5, 4, and then probably 2 because I got a broken pieces. But this probably should be a 5 if, yeah, we got 2 5s and a 4. So hopefully this can be a 6 out of 5. Just break all the barriers down. Just get going. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, without further ado, I'm gonna get into the time lapse. Okay, I don't know how I feel about this one. This one, it seems like he tried to do something cool. Like this little crankshaft, that's really interesting. But other than that, all it really has going for it is these two, because this top, it spins, but I don't know for how long, because it has this like gear tooth design, so I don't know how long it's gonna actually work until it, you know, stops working. So yeah, this is not the 6 out of 5 I was looking for. So if I had to rank them, this would be a 5, this would be a 4, 3, and then probably a 2. Not a very robust scale, but you know, it gets the work done. So here are the boys. Here are the little robots. These are really cool. If you just want to get these to display, I'd say go for it. But make sure if you do it, you keep all the text like hidden. You can flip this piece around. These are just really cool. These are probably the coolest of the fake Lego I've ever made. I've got a whole bunch of fake Lego, so if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe and like maybe, I don't know. In order to keep doing this, I really need to get monetized, so if you want to help me out, you could watch this video and then subscribe. That's all you can really do, but I would really appreciate it. And if I get monetized, I can make more fake Lego. It's not gonna help a lot, but it'll certainly do something. Yeah, but yeah, with that out of the way, yeah, see you next Wednesday, I think. See you all in the next one. Alright guys, you've seen the intro, fake Lego number 10, let's get into it. So very recently, I've come to figure out that Dollar Tree organizes their Make It Block sets into different categories. And throughout the videos, I have been covering them out of order. So in this video, we're gonna be finishing the Make It Blocks City Construction set that they have listed on their website. And Make It Blocks number 8, I wanna say, I built this gas station with a scooter. And I know now that the scooter has a little kickstand, so that's pretty cool. There's your gas station with the scooter, and then Make It Blocks number 9, I built this little dozer with a wall and some rocks. But now I have the rest of them, I think. I think I'm missing one, but that shouldn't really matter. I'll just cover it in a different episode, maybe number 12 after I run through all my other stuff. So here is construction. This looks like a little cement mixer, a bigger version, a way bigger, more complex version of this little truck. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got a wrecking ball. So, yep. And then a city. I like that. The one I'm missing is just a park bench with a scooter, I think. I'll put a picture up now from their website. But yeah, not too much, not too bad. Got the whole set now. One thing I want to point out is this video I will be rendering in 1080p, not 4K, because it takes my laptop 4 hours to render that, and I do not have that time. So maybe when I get a new computer, I'll be able to render out back in 4K again, but it takes too long. So yeah, let's look at these boxes. Looks like we have a construction. It's a cement mixer, like I said earlier, and we have a bunch of man-children, best way to describe them, building a house with a truck that is not included in the box. So that's a little random. And we have a city. That's pretty cool, traffic light. I wonder what's on the back. Just a city, not much to say there. And then we have the construction wrecking ball, 34 pieces. This one is frightening because the vehicles are sentient, which does not appear to be the case on the cement mixer, which is kind of strange. So we have the humans and then the machines, but the machine in this one isn't sentient. So like, is this one dead? I don't really think I want to think about that. Moving on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna build the city first. This one should be pretty straightforward. And without further ado, let's get into building. All right, it is a wildly out of scale bike and traffic light, so I guess that's pretty cool. Yeah, I bet you could put a minifigure on it. Too bad it didn't come with any, but I thought ahead. Here we go. Make It Blocks Galactic Force, compatible with all leading brands. You thought I was done buying minifigures, huh? I couldn't not get these. These look amazing. Look, we've got Delrog, the devil alien. Then we've got Space Explorer Mike and Space Explorer Jim. Look at them. They're best friends with the Daylog. I think that's I don't know. Just making it up as I go along. This one, it opens from the top. That's weird. Usually it opens from the side, so let's open it up. And who do we want on the motorcycle? Now this guy looks like a biker. Let's put him on it. So we've got the bike. This should all fit together since it's all the same brand, basically. Make It Blocks, which I don't know if they put any forethought to this. They're just like, hey, let's design it to put a minifigure, but not actually our characters. I don't know if this is gonna work. Nope, the minifigures literally do not fit on the bike. That is so dumb. Look at the Del Rock. Look at that. He looks like the Luigi's Smash Bros. Amiibo. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, it was worth covering. I thought I could pick those up. They're only $1, so why not? That's kind of the whole point of this series. So let's put this aside with the other city sets and get into the Wrecking Ball. This one should be pretty interesting. Like most sets I cover, there's not much to say about this. It's pretty cool. I'd say that the quality and the vision of these sets definitely improved since they increased the amount they charge for all their products. But yeah, this is a little spinny Wrecking Ball. I think I might be able to... Nope, not gonna happen. Legs are too big. I thought I'd try. Well, this is really cool. It uses the same kind of spinny tray platform as the Fidget does, except this one executes it a lot better. This one is noisy and will break down over time, but this Wrecking Ball seems like he could spin for a good while. Not much care in the world. You guys can't even see that. It's so blurry. Look, yeah. I like it. Let's put this back here with the others and we'll do like a big thumbnail shoot in the end. Yeah, I guess you probably already saw it at the beginning of the video. I have to record those whenever it's done, do like the little montage. I like doing those, they're pretty fun. On to the next one. This one should be pretty simple. There's the non-sentient vehicle again, and yeah, not much to say here. Let's get building. So there we have it. If you have a little bit more time on your hands than what I did, you could probably make this work, but right now I probably would not want to build this again. I think I messed something up along the way. You probably saw a lot of cuts if you actually watched that. That's because I was pausing and unpausing the recording because I didn't want to make the recording so long. It'll make editing a bit easier. But yeah, there's this like gun. I guess it's supposed to be the handle, but I can't get it to fit on because of the wheel, but that should be fine. It's a cement, mate. Look at that. You can pour it. That's crazy. So yeah, let's line up that's okay. There we go, and traffic light. So I guess the lore, I'm saying so way too much. I guess the lore here is that the scooter was driving along with no person and it runs into the Wrecking Ball, and then the cement mixer fills up this jug. It fills up this cart, and then a gun shoots, and then everything explodes, and that's what happened. See you all in the next one. I am back with another fake Lego video. I don't know what you expected, that's what we do on this channel now. Let's get into it. So yeah, I know I failed on my weekly upload schedule. I think I made 3 videos every week, so I'd say that's a pretty successful trial run. I don't think I'm gonna try doing weekly uploads, seeing that I'm almost out of Make It blocks. Like, here's what we're gonna be building today. A Make It blocks construction. It's compatible with all leading brands, and yeah, this belongs to the same set as a fire department and the zombie set. The next one I'm gonna do is the zombie, and then we can finally get to the sludge slime. This is gonna be interesting. I don't know why a zombie would have a gun, but yeah, look, we got this little guy on his grave. We got a construction. There's nothing really on the back. This one has 52 pieces, so yeah, strap in. Let's go for a time lapse. Okay, that was pretty interesting. Compared to other helicopters that we've made in the past, this one is a lot more robust for the money, which its whole set is. The fire department, the zombie, and all the sets in this little city set that they have going on, they are pretty cool. They're very, very robust compared to some of these other previous construction sets they've had. It's very much improved. I think looking at this one had like not even 20 pieces. This one has 56. So let's take a look at it. Got a nice spinny rotor. It's not minifigure scale, so you're not gonna be able to put this in here, I think. Well, maybe you can. It's got the butt studs, so maybe we can like sit it on the front. But I don't I don't know how practical this would be. Oh, come on. Come there. Oh, there you go. Look. But if I have it like this, it'll just be hitting the rotor. So yeah, let's not do that. Yeah, I quite like this one. Compared to like real Legos, of course, not very good. It's the same thing I say every time, but this is very good for what you get. All right, let's do a comparison. So here is the helicopter for $1.25 plus 8.5% tax in my state. So yeah, this is about maybe $1.35, maybe. Compare that to this. This is from a Lego poly bag. After shipping and everything, this cost me $10. So would you rather spend $1.30 on a helicopter or $1.30 on some influencer with a skateboard? I don't know. I don't know. This one's pretty cool. The pieces they fit together a lot better than Make It Blocks, but I'd have to guess Make It Blocks uses cheaper plastic by default. Yeah, I like this one. This is probably one of the better ones I made compared to the last constructions that I built. The cement mixer, that was awful. I really did not like making that one, but this one was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm looking forward to building this next one. This one has 56 pieces. That is 4 whole extra pieces. And this one has 57, which is 1 whole more piece than this one. So I like this. This is fun. I don't know why I stopped uploading. All right, without further ado, let's get into number 2, Make It Blocks construction. This one, it's pretty good. Not much to really talk about. If you had to choose between one or the other, so far I'd say just get the helicopter. But yeah, it's fine, it rolls, but it doesn't fly. This one flies. Not actually, but you can make it fly. Another thing I wanted to address was this minifigure. It is not very good. It's come a long way since it was just a stud with a head on it, but like you have to assemble them yourselves, and like we saw in the last clip, they barely stick to anything. So like I guess I can make it ride this, but they'll just get hit by the crane. You can't do anything. It's not to scale. And comparing that to a actual Lego minifigure where it is super smooth and you don't have to build it nearly as much, this one you have to actually snap the legs onto the torso piece, but here it's it all comes together as one piece and you don't have to build it. And this guy, pretty cool. It was $10. This Make It Blocks is only $1, so I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. Let's put these up here, and there's not really much I can say about these guys that I already haven't said. So let's just try to finish this off and see what I think. This one looks promising. Looks like it can do. It only has 2 wheels, so it might not be the most practical vehicle because this will not support anything. Those little Technic pieces, I don't know about that. But yeah, we'll see. And yeah, let's get into building. That was pretty good. One of the issues I ran into while building this, what would it be, a flattener, was that these two are two completely separate pieces that connect by a ball and joint type connector. So yeah, I had this piece backwards, so instead of it sticking out up, it was sticking out down. So I couldn't connect it, so I had to rebuild it a little bit. It was fine. Nothing a quick rebuild couldn't fix. But other than that, I'd say this was pretty entertaining to build. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. Oh, I can't really seem to get it built. There we go. So that is 3 of 3 for construction vehicles in this set. Yeah, I'll put the picture up on the screen from their website. So that's all 3. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll try to make videos more often now that I have the better laptop, but I can't make any promises. See you all in the next one. Roll the outro. What is up, guys? I am back with a brand new video, and in today's video we're going to be doing Dollar Tree fake Lego number 12, Make It Blocks, Laser Blocks. Let's get right into it. Roll that intro. So yeah, like the title says, we're going to be looking at the Make It Blocks laser blocks. Here we go. Look at that. Looks like they have LEDs in them and they come with batteries. I think, yeah, the other side it says there are batteries in them. So I guess I'll turn out the lights and see how these look. These look pretty interesting. I saw them on the Dollar Tree's website a while back, but my stores never, I have 3 stores near me and they never had them in stock until today. So we've got these. We've got the race car, we've got the helicopter, and the spaceship. Here's the top of the boxes if you're interested. The spaceship has the lowest piece count of 26, which isn't bad. I guess we're gonna have to see what it looks like, but if we're strictly going off piece count, race car is definitely the best value. Here's the other side. I think I'll try and upload these instruction sheets to the Internet Archive like I did a while back. No promises though, but if you ask in the comments, I probably will. So just keep out, look at the description. If you want to build these with real Legos, you can. So with all of that out of the way, let's get right into building the spaceship. And here it is. This is pretty abstract, I would say. There's quite a few different colors. There's the greens clashing with the blues and reds. There's the yellows. I quite like the way that looks. A thing about these, though, is that Lego doesn't really make, at least as far as I know, they don't make transparent pieces like this anymore. They used to make these green pieces, but overall, these are pretty interesting to have. They're pretty random pieces. Like, who would need a transparent blue 1x4 cheese slope? It's just super niche, super weird. But I haven't tested the lights yet. I think I'll do that at the end of the video once I get everything else built. But hopefully these look pretty cool. I'll turn out all the lights and we'll see what they look like. So I don't know if I can recommend this one. It's honestly very abstract. There's the bottom. Greenburg International Incorporated 376159. Bunch of numbers. I'm guessing that's just internal documentation, doesn't mean anything to any of us. But yeah, let's put that over here and let's do the next highest piece count of 38. Make It Blocks, laser blocks, helicopter. Alright, so that was pretty interesting. So overall, the transparent bricks, they're still kind of weird. Not as weird as this, where it's just a bunch of random primary colors smashed together. Here you have one blue color with some solid color pieces, which is interesting. The previous one does not have any non-transparent pieces. This one has these weird black rails and then the black propeller. Throughout the series, we've seen many different, ooh, it's a little dusty. We've seen many different propeller designs. Like this construction is a propeller that is a tube with this weird piece. I don't know if this is a regular, I don't know if this is a standard Lego piece or not. That's kind of odd. So we have that design, then we have this helicopter design where this is actual Lego technique where they have a spinning platter on a 2x2 flat piece. This design is a mashup between the flat design of this one and the pillar design of the construction helicopter. It's a circular 4x4 with a stud in the middle, and then it goes into this little tube. I just think it's interesting. I think it's pretty cool how there's just so many different ways you can build a helicopter out of these fake Lego bricks. So, okay, we've got two of these. We have the helicopter. Overall, I think I like the helicopter more simply because it just looks nicer. It also has more pieces, but then again, they're super niche pieces. Like, who needs I don't even know what this would be, a 2x2 with a 1 by something slope in transparent purple. But hey, if you need that, you do you. So the next set we're gonna look at is a race car. Nothing too crazy, hopefully. Yeah, let's get into building. All right, so here is the last one. I think this one is less of a race car and more of like a Mars lander you'd see in some movie. It's very big, very bulky. It's not very sleek as you would want a race car. But comparing the three, I think the spaceship is probably the worst. And then followed in second place is a race car and the helicopter. So helicopter, that's the best one. It's pretty cool. I would definitely recommend this one just because it actually looks like a helicopter, comparing it to the police helicopter. It's just a more detailed, transparent version of the police helicopter. Pretty cool. Another thing I forgot to mention is the helicopter came with an extra piece, so that's pretty cool. Maybe you'll get an extra piece. Whoopee. So without further ado, let's turn off the lights. You may have already seen these. I don't know what I've recorded for the intro, but yeah, let's turn off the lights and see what these look like glowing. Now, here we have it. These are pretty cool, honestly. These switches that you use to turn them on, they're very stiff. They're very hard to actually control. But once you get them turned on, they're pretty cool. I'm not a fan, however, of the strobing that they do. That's kind of not fun. I'm more into the soft change of the colors rather than the blink, 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 blink. But overall, these are pretty cool. So let me turn the lights back on real quick and we'll wrap up the video. Okay, so I was not expecting these to turn out so well, but overall these are pretty cool. So with that out of the way, if any of you would like to catch up with the Fake Lego series, I have released Season 1, which is a compilation of the first 10 Fake Lego videos I have ever done. So I believe it's Dollar Tree Fake Lego 1 through 6. And then sprinkled in between, we've got Ross, Walmart, Target, all the other random videos I've done. So it's just more convenient to watch all the videos. I believe it rendered out improperly, so there are some weird oddities. So if you want to see the original Schneider cut versions of my videos, there is a playlist that you can watch. There are some cringe bits I edited out, but if you want to see those, there you can watch the original videos if you'd like. But I just thought it would be convenient. It's about an hour long if you want to give it a watch. That'd really help me out with watch time. Now, I don't know which video I said it in, but I said, don't buy these little dino construction kits. They're not good, but Make It Blocks has come out with something even better that is worth your attention. And we'll see why in next week's video. If next week's video is already out when you're watching this, you'll see it. You can click it on the screen right here. See y'all then. Alrighty guys, I am back with a brand new video, and in today's video, like I alluded to last week, it's dino time. Roll that intro. So last week at the very end of the video, I teased what the next Mega Bloks is going to be, and I said at the end of the previous video that Dollar Tree had these Dino construction playsets, but they're not any good. This one only had 10 pieces, which is worse than some real Lego piece counts in terms of piece per dollar value. Of course, there were some other ones like this Triceratops that I never built because I didn't really care. These are kind of terrible, but let's move on from those. Here we've got a T-Rex, pterodactyl, and a Triceratops. So this is gonna be pretty cool. Here's the front and back of the Triceratops. Here's the front and back of the pterodactyl, and here's the front and back of the T-Rex. As you will notice, these sets have hangers that let you hang them on the shelf. So these were probably supposed to be hanged on pegs at the actual Dollar Tree, but they weren't. Mine were just in the case, like I assume most other Dollar Trees display them. This particular series had 3 dinosaurs, but it also had 3 real animals, and I will be showing these off in more detail in next week's video. So for right now, I'm just gonna build the T-Rex, and hopefully they are a lot better than these dino construction sets. It's a very low bar, very, very, very low bar, but hopefully we can manage it. So let's get right into building. Alright, so here's the first dinosaur built. I have 2 main criticisms about these, at least so far, is these pieces are very hard compared to other fake Lego bricks that I've used, other Make It blocks specifically that I've used. They were very, I don't know if you could tell during the time lapse, but it was kind of jumpy. That's where I would pause it just so I can fix any mistakes. This piece right here, the neck, is very easy to take off. See, it just falls apart. So it's not necessarily the most robust model they've ever come out with, but hey, this is pretty good. You build it, put it on a shelf. Now, comparing it to the version that I said not to get, it's pretty dusty. I built a few of these a while ago just because I might as well. I had them, and they were not as fun. They were probably a bit more fun to build than these, but just simply because they don't have as many pieces, probably not as worth it. So little T-Rex, I'm not sure what this was. What did it say this was? I don't even have the box, I don't know. But we got this or this. I mean, do whatever you think you want to get. That out of the way, I think the next easiest one to build would honestly be the Triceratops. This one looks interesting, and of course it has 3 horns. I want to see what that piece is. That looks pretty cool. Just the building techniques. Oh shoot, I said I had a few main criticisms. It's the pieces, they weren't good, and I didn't know they had Green Briner International in the Jurassic era, so the more you know, I guess. So let's get that, let's put that to the side, maybe have it stand up over here, and get right into building the Triceratops. Alright, so here is the finished build. I dropped an eyeball and I'm not looking for it, so we're just gonna have to go without an eyeball for now. I quite like how the head is 2 pieces backwards. That's actually pretty creative. I don't know if this would be considered illegal to put the studs like this, but this is pretty cool. Again, similar to how the T-Rex was, the legs are still pretty loose and they're easy to disconnect, as well as the pieces are very stiff, very hard. They're not as easy to attach and detach, but overall this is pretty cool. Comparing it to the previous series they had, it's kind of different. I mean, I guess this one, I have to build this one and check it out, but this one is, the green Triceratops is more complex, I could say. But overall, I'd probably stick with this green one, especially if you just want to have it as a desk toy. Like, I've had these 2 guys as desk toys. As you can see, they're just dust. I have them just sitting over on my desk. They're pretty neat just to have lying around. So let's get right into the next one. Next one is a pterodactyl. I'm not trying to pronounce that. I'll just call it a pterodactyl. I could be wrong. Flame me in the comments if I am, but let's get right into building. All right, so what do I think about the pterodactyl? So I think the pterodactyl is probably one of the more creative of the three dinosaurs. These are probably the most unique builds I think I've seen come out of Make It Blocks so far. These remind me a lot of the mini kits in various Lego games, where if you would collect 10 mini kits in a level, it would give you a little model very similar to what these are. If you look at the instructions for these sets aren't incredibly clear. Let me get some high resolution shots for you all. They tried really hard to fit all of the instructions onto this isn't a very big piece of paper. If you want to look at these boxes and compare the size of the paper, it's not very big. They're pretty small, very pretty small. Here is a Nintendo Switch OLED, for example, if you want to compare sizes. They're not very big. It's pretty hard to see, and overall, I mean, it's not terrible. It's not just, it's kind of cumbersome to build these on camera is all I'm really complaining about. But the steps are very compact. This one says build 2 legs and then snap these piece on, but if these were Legos, this would be 3 pages of instructions, and they kind of overlap and they get real noisy. On the pterodactyl, it was very noisy. This piece, I was confusing this step for this step because they're all so close together. You might not have that problem, but I did. So I kind of like the dinosaurs. If it wasn't for these printing on the pieces, I didn't know they had Green Briner International in the Jurassic era, and how hard they are to actually put together. These bricks are very hard. They don't like to go together very much at all. I probably can recommend these. I'd say go for it if you're gonna build them once and display them. They're pretty cool. If I had to choose between what Make It Blocks I was gonna buy, again, these would be at the bottom of my list. Alright guys, and with that out of the way, see you all next week, where we are gonna be taking a look at these Make It Blocks modern animal sets. We've got eagle, shark, and lion. If it already is next week, click right here or right here to see the video. Subscribe right here if you'd like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Alrighty guys, welcome back. It's that time of week again. Time for some more Make It Blocks. Roll that intro. I did some research in between this week and last week, and as it turns out, the actual copyright for Lego bricks expired a long time ago. So technically, these are not Lego clones, they're just simply Make It Blocks. Same thing with Mega Blocks, same thing with Best Block. They're not knockoffs, they're not trying to pull anything over on anyone, they're just making a product out of a public domain patent. So, I mean, who can blame them? Legos, they're very popular, so why not? But that's not going to stop me from judging these accordingly. So in last week's video, this series of Make It Blocks had 3 real animals and 3 extinct animals. Here is the set for the thumbnail. I used a Lego base plate, if you couldn't tell, to capture everything. This time I used stop signs and pegs. I'll probably use the same thing for the eagle, make it look like it's flying. That's pretty cool. Well, here's some sets. I got the Triceratops all the way over there. I'm not going to get it. Here's what we're working with. We've got a T-Rex and a pterodactyl. These are very cool, and they're just very cool. So hopefully these non-extinct animals can live up to the hype. So without further ado, let's get into building the shark. So, overall, the shark looked very promising. Very, very, very promising up until the very end. I don't know if you can tell, but this is a very, very illegal technique. You can't just stick these plates between, look, the studs deform the plastic. You can't do that. Now, I know there are some official, like, actual brand name Lego sets that do this, but there will be divots in here that let the piece snap between the studs without deforming themselves. Overall, it was looking really good until that happened. Honestly, I'm very disappointed in you, Make It Blocks. It's even got mouth action. This looks like a really stupid fish without the fin, but there's nothing I can do about the fin unless I were to... You know, on second thought, that doesn't even work. I thought I could steal a piece from the pterodactyl and stick it in here, but that is also illegal because the piece is too small for it to fit. What are we gonna do? This is terrible. Don't buy the shark. Illegal. Illegal. Bad. Ban it. Curse it. Out of here. Next up, we're going to be looking at the lion. Hopefully, they don't break the laws on this one. Now, I don't know if it was just the instructions or I was just going too fast, but it was very weird. I kept putting pieces in the wrong area. I don't know, maybe it was just me, but this one seemed more difficult than the shark or hardly any other set. The pieces, just like last time, they are very hard. They're not as soft. I mean, the Legos aren't soft either, but these are just very stiff. They don't like fitting together. It's very odd. Another thing to point out is that these are two completely different colors. I mean, the hair, the mane is probably acceptable, but the actual fur, the actual body is yellow, not orange as seen in the picture. And the scale is off. I've got to like manipulate the boxes to see. I can make them match up. But no, the box is not in scale, if you ever wondered. I'm just pointing that out. So that box over there, let's get rid of the instructions. All right, so we're gonna put the line right here. We're not gonna display the shark for now because it broke the law. And we are going to get right into the eagle, which should be the last set of the video. Ho ho ho, I noticed a mistake. So overall, this was really cool. Yeah, there's not really much to say. They didn't do anything illegal. This piece right here, this brown piece, I think that might be a Make It Blocks original. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's an actual Lego piece. That's pretty cool. There's the little head. It's amazing how they're able to get so much detail out of not much effort. Not many pieces, I should say. But what I discovered at the very last minute is that in the instructions here on step 6, it instructs you to put a 1x2 flat tile right there, which of course I did, 1x2 flat tile. But in the actual picture on the box, they forgot to put the 1x2 flat tile. So Make It Blocks, they're pretty good with putting all the pieces in the box, but I guess they're not as good with the actual quality control of their promotional material. This is kind of embarrassing. That's just funny. Maybe there might be errors in other sets that I've looked at, but this is the first time I've actually noticed it. It's pretty obvious. It's just not there. Here's it lined up the same way. You can very clearly tell what it's supposed to look like. I don't know, I just think that's pretty neat. So let's look at the sets we built today. We've got the lion, the illegal shark, and an eagle. Now that we have everything assembled here in one place, which one should you get? Should you get the dinosaurs, or should you get the... Not you, get out of here, not even considering you. Should you get the lion or the eagle? Which, I mean, they're all pretty good. I would say definitely get the eagle. The lion's pretty iffy. This is very very abstract. You can't really tell. Looks more like the, what is it, the new Pokemon that looks like a loaf of bread? Doughhound, something like that. I'll put a picture on screen. You know what I'm talking about. Here's a lion, here's Doughhound. But we also have these dinosaurs, pterodactyl. All the dinosaurs are pretty cool. I said this was pretty frustrating to build in the last video. I mean, not really. You just, like I said, you build it and then you display it. That's all you'd really do with these, unless you were giving these to a kid, which in that case, I'd say go ahead and do any of these. They're all really interesting, all really cool. If I were to say which ones are the best, I'd say go for the Triceratops, the pterodactyl, and the eagle. These are all very solid. All right, so with all of that out of the way, stay tuned for my next video where we will be looking at these new military sets. These sets are 2-in-1, so that ought to be very, very interesting to explore. And if the next video is already out while you are watching this video, make sure to click either right here or right here. I'm not sure where it's going to pop up. And subscribe down here. And with that out of the way, I will see you all in the next one.